Hey Cardfighters, Chris here from Vanguard Central bringing you an Angel Feather deck. This one is going to be the new Metatron Crimson Roar Metatron deck. So our starter is Azrael, just to help get some cards into our hand. A lot of the swaps, Angel Feather type swaps in this deck, mainly focus on swapping from damage zone to field, so being able to use her to get something into your hand, so like say a PG, is very useful. For the strides, we have one Uriel. This is going to be the ideal first stride, just giving that little bit of on-hit pressure and setting up your G-zone face-up for Raphaels, obviously. We have two Raziels. This is the refreshing your damage if you manage to counterblast it all, which is kind of hard in this deck. Unlike Gavrael, you're not counterblasting every single turn. But he's going to refresh your damage and also make your ponies ridiculously powerful. So, main use for that. He requires 2 soul, but you can get around that using Metatron's abilities and just rewriting sometimes. We have one Blizza just to hit power numbers. Later in the game, if you've gone through all your Raphaels, you're going to have a lot of face-up in your G-zone. So the one Blizza will be able to push out numbers. They don't have a PG that can end the game there. And, of course, Raphael, 4 Raphaels, it just heals. That's all it does, and it's amazing, so we got to run 4 of it. For grade 3s, it should be no surprise that we're running 4 Crimson Roar Metatron and 4 Crimson Impact Metatron. Both cards will swap 2 cards from your field into your damage zone and then back out. The only difference being that Crimson Roar Metatron is going to do it one at a time and also needs Crimson Impact Metatron in the soul. Both having limit break effects. Very fun deck to play because you get to change up your field. You can go really aggressive with anything you want early and then swap it out for more useful things later, or you can abuse things from your damage zone. Like I like to abuse the stand trigger, use that many times in one turn to get lots of trigger effects for the the ponies, super powered ponies. For grade 2s, we are running 4 Nurse of Broken Heart, just to give a defensive style to the deck. Unlike Gavrael, we're not going to be able to get this effect on a GB2 on our Vanguard alone, so we're going to be able to use this to give us that defensive against multi-attack decks, things like that. It's also a really important card when you don't stride and you just want to go for Metatron's effects, because when you don't stride, you're going to be obviously at a lower power hitting number, right? So you're not going to be able to hit as high numbers because you're not going to have that plus 15 from the stride. So using Nurse of Broken Heart and the stand triggers and all the swapping is going to be able to get your Vanguard up to high numbers so you don't lose as much tempo from going for a non-stride turn. We have 3 Sariel. This is just a toolbox. The deck is very toolboxy. You can grab whatever you want from your deck, put it in the damage zone with Sariel, and then use either one of the Metatrons to just copy it out. So going to the grade 2 toolbox a little, we have 2 Unicorns. The 2 Unicorns, really good for that early game, because obviously Raphael is a GB2 stride, so you're not going to be able to use it till a bit later. So if you can toolbox, use Sariel, grab that Unicorn from your deck, and then call it with Metatron, get that early heal, and stop your opponent's rush for a little bit. We have 1 Medical Bomber Nurse. This is a really, really good card with both of the Metatrons, actually, because you can swap her into the damage zone and then call something else, and then call her straight back out with her ability. So you're just going to net pluses every single time you do that. We have 1 Harit just to gain more pluses when you're striding. Unlike Gavrael, again, as you said, you don't have the on-stride skill, so the only effects you're going to get off when you're striding is the stride skill itself. So for Raphael, you're just going to heal. That's pretty much it. So you want to have Black Slice Harit to get some more effects off on those stride turns. And then we have 1 Examine Angel, who's the 7k. When you check the top card, if it's a grade 1 or 2, you get to call it, taking a little bit out of the Ripple book, because Metatron, Crimson Roar, is going to be able to swap him out twice in one turn if you have the right setup, and you just get to spam his ability. And early game, you can fill up your field really easily, get that luck going. Very good card if you're feeling lucky. For the grade 1s, 4 perfect guards. You don't really need the unflipping in this deck, just because You don't counterblast a lot, and a lot of the cards will unflip damage as well, so you don't really need the unflips. So we got the original PGs, pretty in pink. We have 4 Stride Fodder. This is really important for the deck because Metatron, right, Crimson Roar needs Crimson Impact in the soul, so you're gonna lose a lot of grade 3s just trying to set that up. Or if you ride Crimson Impact, you want to ride Crimson Roar later, you lose out, and you need some stride. You need a lot of Stride Fodders to keep striding. So that's why we have the 4 of those. We have 4 Pegasus, 4 ponies, just for those power plays late game, as I said, with Raziel and with the stand triggers, just being able to swap out a ton. Very, very powerful. You can get up to really high numbers even on non-stride turns. And then lastly, we have 1 Limit Break Enabler. This is mainly going to be used for those early game plays. If your opponent's grade locking against you, you can search it out with Sariel, put it in the damage zone, and then swap it into the field, and then start getting your limit break going, even if their opponent's at grade 2, trying to be mean and not let you stride and stuff like that. For triggers, we have 4, 8, 12 crit, and 4 stand, no heals. The deck heals by itself, you don't really need heals, in my opinion. So that's why we're running a super aggressive, yeah, mind explosion, right? That's why we're running a super aggressive trigger lineup. We do run the stands just because Metatron can hit just huge numbers using the stand trigger and the ponies. I've swapped around 10 times on a Metatron turn, not a stride turn, so that can be really, really powerful, right? A lot of people are used to seeing Raziel swap the damage zone for 5 and getting the ponies up that way, but I've even gotten up to 10 swaps just using Metatrons and the stand trigger. So definitely a very powerful deck, and the super offensive trigger lineup helps push it even more. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the Metatron Revival Crossride thingy deck. Please give us a like, it helps out a lot. Comment down below if you have any thoughts, any comments, like what do you think about not running heals in Angel Feather, because they have unicorns that heal and you have Raphael that heals. And as always, subscribe for more content. Vanguard Central, out.